Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Rundown. We're going to go over the MLB games scheduled for Sunday, July 27th, 2025. If you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Put your baseball picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games I love the most, including my daily rundown best bet in Major League Baseball, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. And don't forget, just about 5 days left of our Christmas and July sale. Check it out at Pick Dawgz Premium. Alrighty, let's get into it. Here are the games for Sunday in Major League Baseball. First up, we've got the Arizona Diamondbacks taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. We've got Zach Gallen and Paul Skeens as the starters. Now, Zach Gallen just had a really tough 2025, and we saw him struggle yet again in his last game. 6 earned runs given up, makes it back-to-back starts giving up 6 runs. Up against Paul Skeens, I just can't back the Diamondbacks in this game with Gallen's current form. We saw the Pirates face Gallen earlier in the season at Chase Field. It was actually the same pitching matchup, Gallen versus Skeens, and the Pirates were able to walk away with the victory in that one. I think we see a similar result for Pittsburgh. Give me the money line, Pittsburgh Pirates in this one. Next up, we've got the Colorado Rockies taking on the Baltimore Orioles. We've got Austin Gomber and Tomoyuki Sugano as the starters. We've already seen the Rockies play competitive baseball in this series. Got a lefty in Austin Gomber, who may not be off to the best start to the season, but the Orioles have really struggled against left-handed pitching in 2025, and I don't really love Sugano on the other side, who is also struggling recently. His ERA is now above 4.5 on the season. This is one of those games where I think the value lies with the Rockies, with the underdog here, getting 1.5 runs, or if you want to take a shot on the money line as well, at a really good plus money price. I think the Rockies do have a chance to win this game outright. At the very least, keep this game close. I think it should be a higher scoring game, but give me the Rockies plus the 1.5 runs on the road. Next up, we've got the Dodgers and the Red Sox. We've got Dustin May and Walker Buehler as the starters. Afternoon game here at Fenway Park, one of the more hitter-friendly ballparks in baseball. 2 starting pitchers that have really struggled in 2025. Even though they're coming off good outings, I still expect both starters to struggle in this one, especially Walker Buehler, who's facing his former team, but in 53 plate appearances against the current Dodgers lineup, a 365 xwOBA, 485 expected slugging percentage, a low strikeout rate, and a high walk rate to go with it. I think Buehler struggles. I also think that the Red Sox can get to Dustin May. I think we go over the total in Dodgers-Red Sox in the first 5 innings. Next up, the Philadelphia Phillies taking on the New York Yankees. We've got Zach Wheeler and Carlos Rodon as the starters. The Phillies' numbers against lefties offensively, not the best in the last 30 days, but I still think they can get to Rodon for enough runs to win this ball game. Zach Wheeler is on a roll right now. He's been one of the better pitchers yet again in the National League. He's been good on the road with a 2.89 ERA. And he's coming off a 10 strikeout performance against the Red Sox. That makes it 3 10 strikeout plus performances in his last 4 games. He had them against the Red Sox, the Reds, and the Padres. Padres do a great job at limiting strikeouts. So really impressive stuff from Wheeler. I think the Phillies back him up here and win this game on the road. Next up, we've got the Tampa Bay Rays taking on the Cincinnati Reds. We've got Shane Baz and Brady Singer as the starters. Obviously, really disappointing seasons for both of these starting pitchers. I mean, I bet both their organizations really expected big things, and especially from Shane Baz, who was looking to be either the number 1 or number 2 in this rotation, and Brady Singer, the big pickup for the Reds in the offseason. Here they are, both with ERAs above 4.5 towards the end of the month of July, and both starting pitchers coming off bad outings. Baz gave up 8 runs against the White Sox of all teams, with 2 home runs to go with it, and then Singer against the Nationals, 7 earned runs and just 2 in the 3rd innings. But for me, I do think that Baz has a lot more upside to his game. I think he has the better chance at bouncing back in this start. We saw him pitch pretty well before that game against the White Sox, and I also believe that the Rays have the better bullpen, even though these teams have similar ERAs in their bullpen at this point in the year. In terms of projected WAR and just in terms of what I think we're going to see the rest of the way this season, I trust Tampa Bay's bullpen more. So I'm going to roll with the Rays in this one. Should be a close game. I wouldn't be surprised to see some home runs in this one, but I think we go with the Rays in the money line. Next up, the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Detroit Tigers. We've got Max Scherzer and Jack Flaherty as the starters. Basically, what I'm going to say for this one is what I said for Game 2 of this series already, where I mentioned Jose Barrios was not really in the best form, but I thought even if he struggles, which he actually pitched pretty well, 6 innings, 2 runs, even if he did struggle, I think the Blue Jays will just score enough runs to back him up and win this game. And that's why I think with Max Scherzer, who's not been pitching well this year, he's not in the best form right now, but even if he does give up a few runs early, I think Jack Flaherty on the other side is also a big problem for Detroit. He has just not been a profitable pitcher this season for the Tigers. Even though they have such a great record on the year, they've lost the overwhelming majority of Flaherty starts this season, including 4 of his last 5. So I think the Blue Jays lineup is just a lot more trustworthy right now. I trust their bullpen a lot more right now. Give me Toronto on the money line. Next up, we've got the Chicago Cubs and the Chicago White Sox. We've got Sean Burke for the White Sox, but no official starter right now for the Cubbies. Sean Burke, a 4.19 ERA, but a 5.24 expected ERA, 5.04 xFIP. I think he's in trouble in this one. This is a great Cubs lineup against right-handed pitching. I think Burke does give up a few runs early, and I think the Cubs can add a few runs on the White Sox bullpen. So we'll see who the Cubs go with as a starter, but I'm going to roll with the Cubs right now on the run line on the road. Next up, we've got the Cleveland Guardians and the Kansas City Royals. We've got Joey Cantillo and Noah Cameron as the starters. The Royals are actually number 2 in Major League Baseball in team OPS against lefties in the last 30 days. Power numbers are solid as well, compared to the Guardians, ranked 20th in Major League Baseball in team OPS. I'm going to give the advantage to the Royals in this game. Even though Cantillo's pitched well, Cameron on the other side's also had a nice season in 2025. The Royals have picked up his last 3 games as victories, so I'm going to roll KC in this one on the money line. Next up, we've got the Marlins and the Brewers. We've got Yuri Perez and Brandon Woodruff as the starters. We talked about how the Brewers gave Brandon Woodruff a lot of rehab innings in the minor leagues before calling him up to make his season debut. And I think it really paid off. I mean, you look at a guy like Yu Darvish, who had little to no rehab work in the minor leagues before making his season debut back from an injury. He's really struggled, and Woodruff has been excellent. I know they're not the same pitcher, but 2 veterans in the league, and Woodruff's coming back from a big-time injury. So I think Woodruff is a great option right now for Milwaukee, and I think Perez on the other side is also pitching really well for Miami. I think it's going to be a close, competitive, low-scoring game. I'm going to roll with the under. Next up, we've got the Athletics and the Astros. We've got JT Ginn and Colton Gordon as the starters. The A's have been so-so against lefties in the last month. They're right around league average in team OPS and decent isolated power numbers to go with it. Strikeout rate is a little bit steep, but for me, I think JT Ginn is a solid option in this A's rotation. He's been mostly featured out of the bullpen recently, but got a start in his last game. Pitched really well in that one. 5 innings, 1 run. He does a good job of keeping the ball on the ground. Doesn't really earn a ton of strikeouts, but limits the walks. His control's excellent, and he, like I said, keep the ball on the ground, get those double play outs. I think he's going to be okay. I mean, this is a tough lineup, and especially at Houston, the Astros offense has been very strong against right-handed pitching, but I think the A's can find a few runs off of Gordon. I think he's the weakest link right now in this Astros rotation with that 4.53 ERA. I think the A's pick up at least a run line cover, if not an outright victory. Next up, we've got the Washington Nationals taking on the Minnesota Twins. We've got Jake Irvin for Washington. No official starter right now for Minnesota. Jake Irvin's just not a starting pitcher I'm looking to back very often right now. He's got an ERA above 5.3 on the road this season in 62 innings. He struggled his last game against the Reds, giving up 5 earned runs. He's given up 4+ runs in 2 of his last 3 starts. I'm going to roll the Twins in this one on the money line and run line at Target Field. Next up, we've got the Padres and the Cardinals. We've got Stephen Kolek and Michael McGreevy as your starters. In my opinion, I think that there is a handful of teams that have winning records right now in the National League that I don't really consider threats in the NL at all. And it's the Padres, the Cardinals, and the San Francisco Giants. And there may be some other teams along the way, but these teams, they've went on their runs. I mean, the Padres and, like I mentioned, the Giants had great records at the beginning of the season, but their offenses just have not been there. The bullpen's been very good, and the rotation's solid, but with the Cardinals, same thing. This was a team that a lot of people expected to sell this year and not really be competitive. Give them credit for having an above 500 record at this point in the season, but I don't really love either of these teams long term, and I don't think we'll be backing them too often unless we're getting a really good price. But in this matchup, playing against each other, I'm going to lean towards the Cardinals. It's just a very slight lean. I think that McGreevy, I don't love the fact that he didn't miss a lot of bats, recently, but he has been pitching pretty well, and I think the Cardinals can back him up against Stephen Kolek. I do think San Diego has the better bullpen, but not by as much as what may have been at the beginning of the season. So I'm going to lean towards St. Louis, but not my favorite game on the board. Next up, we've got the Braves and the Rangers. We've got Bryce Elder and Jack Leiter as the starters. Bryce Elder on the road, just no bueno for me, and he's got an ERA right now above 5.6 on the season. The Rangers looking to pick up key victories, try to get back in that playoff spot in a playoff race in the American League. these are the types of games you cannot pass up. I mean, Bryce Elder has just not been able to be a consistent option at the major league level, throughout his career. On the road this season, he's been a little bit better with a 4.7 ERA, but I don't think it's going to be good enough in this spot. I'm going to roll with the Rangers, and I think Leiter will be good enough for a Rangers victory. Next up, the Seattle Mariners and the Los Angeles Angels. Logan Gilbert and Kyle Hendricks are your projected starters. Gilbert coming off one of his best starts of his career. He went 6 1/3 innings, 2 base hits, no walks, 10 strikeouts, and a 1-0 final score in favor of Seattle. The Mariners have now won 4 of his last 5 games. He hasn't given up an earned run in his last 2 starts combined with 19 strikeouts. It's tough to go against Gilbert right now in his current form, and I got to roll with Seattle in this one. I think they'll be able to get to Hendricks for enough runs. I also think the Mariners have the bullpen advantage, so give me Seattle on the money line and run line on the road. Next up, we've got the New York Mets and the San Francisco Giants. Kodai Senga for New York, but no official starter right now for San Francisco. I definitely wasn't in love with Senga's last outing. I mean, 3 innings, 4 runs, a home run, 3 walks to go with it. But the Mets were able to rally. They've got a great bullpen. They were able to not give up too much more, just the 1 run extra after Senga left the game. And they were able to rally, find a win. They've won his last 5 games, including his first 2 starts back from injury. And I think he's going to be okay against this Giants lineup that's not been great this season, in the last few months, and against righties or lefties, really. And I think that Senga, 5-6 decent innings should be good enough for a Mets victory on the road. Give me New York on the money line in this one. And that's it. Those are the games for Sunday in baseball. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, including my Christmas in July sale for my yearly pass, All Sports Pass, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab, pickdawgz.com, and there is a link in the description. As always, this is Romanelli. Good luck.